So the culture shock is something that we hear about, that people experience when they go live somewhere else. Because when you travel in vacation, I mean, you have a little culture shock. You're like in awe moment, or so you're shocked, but it's like a vacation. You're there for one week, 2 weeks.
Right.
But when you go live there and you arrive, I'm going to live here, you can really have a culture shock,
It's true.
especially when you go like into very, very different places, like when you arrive like in Asia or so I had my culture shock in Thailand, in Bangkok, when we arrived in 1998, although we had already started travel before and lived in places like in Europe. And so, but that was really a culture shock. And what happens is that you can really feel lonely, when it happens, when it
Mm-hmm.
hits you. And it could also be a challenge within your couple because it's very rare that both would adapt at the same pace in a
Right.
place.
Right.
So we don't have that anymore, my husband and I, because when you do it for 21 years traveling,
You
and
have a rhythm.
we don't even have really any what I would call the culture shock. We don't, or if we have it, we don't really feel it. But I would say the first few years we had these periods where we were not just adapting at the same pace, really.
Mm-hmm.
And so the culture shock, I would say, is also different for a nomad and an expat. Because when you're an expat and you're going for 1, 2 years, it could even be harder because you're like foreseeing yourself there to be for
Mm-hmm.
2 years.
Right.
How am I going to do that? You know? So what I'm saying to people who are expat and who are arriving into a new place, I'm saying if you're supposed to be there for 2 years, hang in there because there's something really wonderful that will start to happen like after 6 months where you will really start to feel things and you're going to start to appreciate where you are. Because when you live long enough in a certain place, your heart will connect to the place. A piece of your heart will always be there. And then
Mm-hmm.
the wonders will start unfolding. And I promise you, after 2 years, you will not want to leave. Or if you're ready to leave, you will look back at your 2 years like being the most memorable, wonderful time of your life. So I'm saying that to the expat, hang in there and get social right away. Push yourself, don't wait. The social life, the feeling of belonging is extremely important
You're right. Right.
for getting to connect with the place.
Right. And
For
for
the
maintaining your self esteem, which is so
yeah,
key.
oh yeah. And I've
Mm-hmm.
been through that. I remember feeling very low in Bangkok at one point. Even I
Mm-hmm.
would say like a certain depression.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say also like for the nomads, it's different. The culture shock, if you are in a place that you don't connect to the place, it's not a place for you. Why stay there and suffer?
Yeah.
Just get out of there.
Yeah. I so agree.
Yeah? So it's different, you see? You
Yeah.
don't deal with the culture shock the same way. But so that would be the point I wanted to share with you.
Thank you. That's an excellent.